Here in the matter of State versus Joseph Ferlazzo, Jr., 21 CR 8967, morning of December 13th to resume jury deliberations. Mr. Ferlazzo is present with his attorneys, Ms. Jansen and Ms. Johnson, and the state is present through Ms. George and Ms. Adams. The jury had a note last night. We've identified about a 49-minute segment from 118 to 209. I think it was around there. That seems to respond to the request. So if there's nothing further, we'll bring in the jury and play it. Will it be loud enough for everybody to hear? Please be seated. Good morning to everyone. We'll note all 12 members of the jury are present. We'll just ask the basic questions. Anybody discuss this case since our completion of deliberations, or your completion of deliberations yesterday till this morning? Did you discuss this case with anyone else? Did you learn anything new about the case? I'm seeing both answers, shaking the head no to all these answers. If anyone has learned anything new or talked about it, please raise your hand. Seeing nothing. Okay, we're now ready. Ms. Reno, we're propped to do the read back. It's about 49 minutes in length, and if that's what the jury wants, we'll start now.
She greeted them, introduced herself, and then she sort of just sat quietly on the edge of the bed, not really engaging in any kind of conversation.
You and your sister, you talked?
Yeah, we were just catching up on sort of current events, what was new with her, how it was great to see her. And then the introduction of Ariel, I had never met him before, so just trying to get a little backstory on how those two got together.
So I think you said, I don't remember what you said. How long was she in the camper?
I would estimate a half an hour.
And what happened after that?
she invited us to come to their Airbnb, and then she left Rosie and went into her unit.
And what did you do after that? After Nikki left?
After Nikki left, I made another drink, had some more to smoke, questioned Emily on if she wanted to join. There was Nicole had said that they were going to watch Netflix, so that was like that was one of the options. I think she also said like there were some board games or something like that in the unit, so we could play cards or board games or watch Netflix and just hang out. So
Okay.
I asked Emily if she was interested in just going and having a kickback with Nikki and Ariel. And she said no.
So she didn't go with you?
No, she said she did not want to go in.
So you went into Nikki's Airbnb?
No, I did not. I told her that I wanted to go in because we came to spend time, and it started an argument, and there was a time where we were talking about she had made a new acquaintance in Vermont, and
Are you talking about a conversation you had with Nikki?
yes, this is a conversation with Emily.
This is after Nikki left?
Yes, Nikki left, and I invited Emily. I was like, let's go hang out with them, and she said, I don't know if I want to. She said, I don't know if I want to. She's like, this is pathetic. This is not what I want to be doing. I want to go. She had met someone, and she told me about using.
I also don't know the numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
So the conversation you had, did it lead to an argument?
Yeah, there was an argument because she wanted to go hang out with her friends, and I told her that she came on the trip, and she told me prior, earlier that day, she said she was here to meet my family, to hang out. So I was very confused. Well, now you say you want to leave, but we just got here. So.
So what did you do next?
Well, I told her I was going to go, and then there was, she started saying some very hurtful things and some very threatening things if I was to go and leave her to her solitary. Yeah, that was the next thing that confused me was why are we getting threats all of a sudden?
Do you have any idea about what time of night this was?
This could have been somewhere, I'm going to estimate around 9 p.m.
So what did you do after that?
Well, I told her if you want to go, then go. I don't want you to be unhappy. If you don't want to be here, then don't be here. But up until now, like you said, you wanted to. So, I just need a moment. Well, what happened is I ended up staying in the bus with her.
What was she doing?
Well, she was having a fit, really. She was cussing and saying how shitty it was and how shitty I was for not giving her money to go have an Uber and like leave the vacation. And
what were you doing?
I was on vacation, so I made another drink and I had some more to smoke. And
And just to clarify, you were drinking vodka and Red Bull?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I remember dancing. I think I put some music on and I was just dancing with Remington. Yeah, just trying to enjoy the moment. Really, that's what I remember doing.
And what happened?
Well, just need a second. So at some point, I remember she had grabbed her device, her phone, and I think she was just like scrolling.
Scrolling?
Yeah, I think she was just like scrolling around. I'm not sure what exactly sites or what apps she was using. So, but yeah, I was just doing what I came there to do. I was just enjoying the scenery, like watch the sun go down. Spend some time with Remington. I kept asking her, like, if you want to talk at all, like, please talk to me. Like, there was pages and pages that you wrote, so it sounds like we should talk. But she didn't.
And then what happened?
Well, there was points where I would take Remington out to to do go potty or do her business, and
Let me interrupt you.
yeah.
Was it dark by this time?
Yeah, it started to get dark. That's what I was remembering, that it was starting to get dark, and I was getting concerned about taking Remy out. So I did like a rearrangement of the firearms, because I started carrying the Glock outside. It has tritium sights on it, so you can see in the dark. And that was I had seen some what I believe to be coyote. I like shone a flashlight and I saw a couple sets of eyes in the dark. So Remington's a pretty small dog, and I just wanted to be able to protect her. So
So the Glock is a gun that you typically carry.
I don't typically carry that gun unless, I take it hunting, but it's not like a concealed carry. I will open carry it in a situation similar to what I just described, where I'm just taking the dog out to do her business. We were up on the top of the mountain, so I actually used to live there, so I've seen bobcats, mountain lions, fox, coyote, and they're brazen. Like I remember carrying groceries up those steps and actually having a coyote like confront me. So I just wanted to be able to protect Remington.
So let me ask you, did you purchase that Glock?
Yes, I did.
Did it have a silencer when you purchased it?
When I purchased it, it had a threaded barrel to equip a silencer. I ordered the silencer the day that I purchased it, and it came in weeks later.
Okay. And there were other firearms that were found in the camper. Were
Yes.
they all registered to you?
Yes, I think there were 6 firearms. Yes, there were 6 firearms in Rosie.
And prior to knowing you, do you know whether or not Emily had any experience with firearms?
She might have had some experience, but when her and I started going target shooting, it seemed like she was still fairly novice.
And it was mentioned in testimony earlier that a Taurus was found in the camper.
Yeah, there's a Taurus 9mm pistol.
Was that Emily's gun?
And that was the gun that she liked to use the most because it has a small grip.
Okay. So I interrupted you. You said you took Remy out and saw what you thought might have been coyotes, and you came back into the camper.
Yeah.
What did you do or say then?
Well, I came back in and I put the Glock in the sock bin. And
Where's the sock bin in relation to the bed?
the sock bin is like in the, we'll call it a closet. But it's
So
just
is
like
that at the foot of the bed?
it's at the foot of the bed. It's like an opening where there's like a rod for hanging some clothing, and there's bins for like socks and underwear. So I set it in there.
Did you put the silencer on it at that time?
It had the silencer on it I guess the last time that I cleaned it, which was months prior. I don't remember the last time the silencer was off of it.
And did you say anything at all to Emily about the coyote?
I did. I said, oh my God, I saw 2, and that means like if you see 2, there's like a whole pack. So I was like, yeah, like they're probably looking at Remington like, she's a small dog. So I was like, I bet they're like thinking she's like a snack. I was like, not today.
Did you say anything to her about you arming herself with the Taurus?
Yeah. At one point when I went out, I took Remy out for a little stroll, and I said, "You got the Taurus. I'm taking the Glock." So she had access to that. She also had access to the shotgun, which was still out at the time, but she didn't favor its large. She favored the smaller pistol.
Okay, so going back chronologically, you come back in after seeing the coyotes.
Yeah.
You talk about her taking the Taurus. You get the Glock and put it. Where do you put it?
I put it in the sock bin. It was at the base of the bed, and like the opening of what would be like a closet space.
What did you do then?
Same kind of thing. Just continued to have some drinks, and it started getting dark. So I lit some candles, lit some incense. Yeah, just kind of I did what I like to call like aisle yoga. So there's like a not a very wide aisle that runs down the middle of the bus. So I was just doing some, like, it's like half yoga, half dancing. I had some music on. I was just stretching and enjoying myself.
And what was Emily doing?
She was scrolling away on her phone, on her device.
Was she on the bed?
Yes.
Was she talking to you at all?
She was sitting on the bed. No, not much. You know, didn't really show a whole lot of interest in what was going on outside. You know, just sort of like looked up from her device like when I talked to her, and then just sort of.
Okay. So she's sitting on the bed scrolling. You're doing your yoga, dancing, and drinking.
Yes.
And you had lit some candles and incense. What happened next?
Well, there was. There was a point where Emily went from she was sitting up, kind of like cross-legged, and then she went to like laying on her side, still just like scrolling away, just looking at her device, and then at one point, she lashed out and started cursing at me about the candles being lit.
What did she do, if anything?
Well, she was, you know, she was cursing. You know, I don't know. It wasn't really, in my opinion, it wasn't really bright, but she was cursing.
I mean, the lighting wasn't overly bright.
Right. I didn't turn any of the. We had like battery-powered LED lights, and none of those were on. It was just candlelight. So.
Let me interrupt you there, just to ask you about, there's been testimony that Emily's phone was powered off and so was yours at some point that evening. Why was that?
We turned our phones off to conserve battery life because we didn't have the ability to plug in.
Okay,
So
that's why.
yeah.
All right, so you didn't think it was overly bright in the camper?
No, I didn't think it was overly bright. I think there might have been 5 to 7 candles lit. So
How many?
5 to 7 candles lit.
Okay, of varying sizes?
All the candles were about the same size, like a large.
Like a Yankee candle?
Candle. Yeah.
Like, so you're
Yeah, gesturing.
about,
Whatever.
well, to me it looks like about,
7, 8
how many,
inches.
you're saying about 7 or 8 inches tall?
Yes.
And what's the diameter?
Possibly like a 4-inch diameter.
Okay, so 7 or 8 of those large candles.
Right. Yeah.
Then what happened?
After her telling me to turn the fucking candles off, and I said it's not that bright, like, you could always just roll over. She got up and ran at me and grabbed one of the candles, and it was like all I could do to like grab the lid of it and like put it on top of it, and she like pulled it away and started swinging it at me and hitting me with it.
Where?
She hit me in like my neck and head, and in my arms. You know, I was like blocking. I think she might have like hit me in the chest. But I like wrestled the candle away from her, like put it back on the counter, and then there was like a flurry of punches and kicks. That she started punching and kicking me, and
Where?
in my shoulders and arms, my forearms,
Closed fist.
Yeah, closed fist, trying to punch my face. And I had to restrain her. I had to like physically grab her by her arms and like hold her arms down. And she kept kicking. She actually kicked Remy. And I like sort of turned myself sideways and I like pushed her back to the side of the bed. And I told her that, you know, that we're not your punching bags. And
You said what?
I told her that we weren't her punching bags.
We weren't.
She kicked Remy, and she was kicking me and punching me, and I pushed her back, and I told Remy, I was like, yo, we're gonna take a walk.
So you know I've asked you this question before. When she hit you with the candle, did it hurt you?
Yeah, I don't know what that thing weighs, probably like 2 pounds or something. It's a heavy candle, and it hurt.
And after you took the candle from her, you just told us that she continued to hit you and
Yes.
kick you. And
Yes.
did that hurt?
Yes, she hits hard.
And then you restrained her arms and pushed her to the side of the bed.
I did. I held her arms down, and I like turned my hip sideways. She'd kick me in the groin, so I was not trying to have that happen again. So I turned sideways and sort of like just sidestepped and like pushed her back. And I said, all right, like, you know, we're not your punching bags here. Like, I'm like, no more hitting. And I said, you're gonna stay on your side. I'm gonna stay on my side. And then I like, you know, I looked at Remy and I was like, you know what, let's just go outside. And so I grabbed a couple things. I grabbed the Glock, I grabbed Remy's leash, and leashed Remy up, and we went outside.
And when you went outside, what was Emily doing?
I don't know. I told her.
Let me rephrase that question. You said you pushed her to the side of the bed and told her what you've already described to
I
us.
said, you stay on your side, and I'll say.
Did she do anything after that?
I don't know. I went outside.
Did she stay on the bed? When you left, was she on the bed?
She was like leaning against the bed when I left, and I grabbed my stuff, took off outside, and on the way out, I said, you know what, like, just wherever you want, like, just be wherever you want, like, I'm stepping out, and yeah, Remington and I stepped outside, and you know, she. When I say she, I'm talking about Remington, went and, you know, did her business. So when I came back inside after letting Remy out, Emily was on the bed, and
What did you do? Well, I believe you told us earlier it had been raining.
Yes, it was actually, yes. It was raining outside, so when I came back in, Remington and I were wet, so I grabbed a towel and dried Remy off and dried myself off. And I came back in. And
Where was Emily?
she was on the bed. I think she was like scrolling on her phone. And
So, what did you do?
I made a drink. I came in, I put my stuff down, and I came in, made myself a drink, and had some more smoke. I asked her if she was up for talking about why exactly she had a fit about the candlelight. And I don't know what she was saying. She was saying something, but it was just like she was just like muttering, so I couldn't really hear what she was saying.
Okay, then what happened?
some point there was, I just need a minute. Yeah, there was yeah, there was some muttering from her, and then I don't.
After there was muttering from her, what do you remember doing next? You.
Some time had passed. I think there was like another drink involved. And then at some point, I had decided to go climb in bed, and
just to be clear, your side of the bed is at the back of the bus, correct?
right, yes, it is.
So in order to get to your side of the bed,
Yeah,
what did you have to do?
there's
What did you have to do?
yeah to get into the bed. So to give you an idea, like the bed is very high. There's a lot of storage, and then there's a mattress, and then she was laying on top of it, so it was very high. So you have to climb onto the couch and then across her side of the bed to get into my side of the bed.
So, did you say that you decided to try and get into bed?
Yeah, I decided to get into bed.
And did you take the Glock with you?
Yeah, I drained my drink, and I grabbed the Glock off the counter, and
What was Emily doing?
she was laying in bed.
And where, if you know, was the Taurus?
The Taurus was under her pillow.
How do you know that?
That's where it was the last time that I had saw it.
When was that?
Earlier that day.
Okay. That evening or that day?
That day.
Okay.
It was there all day.
Okay, so you take the Glock
Yes.
that already has the silencer on it, correct?
Yeah, it had a suppressor on it.
And what do?
I climb into bed, and as I'm climbing across Emily, her mutters turned into shouts, and you have to get over, so you have to climb over the person to get to, if this is my spot and this is her spot, this would be her, you have to climb over her to get to here. So I was climbing over her, and she shouted, "Fuck off," and she threw an elbow at me, and elbowed me in my groin.
Did that hurt?
Yeah, it hurt. It was right to my genitals.
Did you say anything when she said fuck off?
I didn't say anything when she said fuck off. I got hit in the groin, and I said, no more hitting. And so we had a bunch of throw pillows that we lined around the bed, the top of the bed where we slept. So one of the throw pillows was right there, and I swatted her with the throw pillow, and I said, "Stop hitting." And that's when it happened.
What happened?
said, "That's it, you're dead." And she threw her arm under her pillow, and she pulls her hand out with the Taurus. And
How were you feeling?
I was feeling horrified, just
Were
like,
you afraid?
I was terrified. Like, there was like, as soon as I saw that, like, I just felt like this, like, wave of heat, like, just like red hot. And she started, like, pushing her body up in an instant, and I'm like, no, 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 no. And like, I don't know, like, she wasn't stopping. And I was holding my Glock, and she started just like coming up at me, and I just fired.
Why?
She was gonna shoot me.
And you were afraid.
Very.
You fired twice.
That's right.
Remember firing twice?
All I remember is like feeling like three things. It was like, I felt like it was like boom, 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 and it was like 2 shots, and then her body like dropping.
That's what you remember.
That's what I felt. Yeah.
That's what you saw.
Yes.
But I asked you what you felt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I felt just horrified. And yeah, it was terrible.
Did you shoot her because you were angry?
No. 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 No, yeah, it was like she wasn't gonna stop, and like that was the only way. Like, it didn't didn't have to be like that. Like,
I'm giving my witness time to recover. He's having some difficulty. Okay, so are you ready to continue?
maybe just a moment.
So, Joseph, okay. What happened after you shot her?
I yelled at her, like, I said, "Are you fucking kidding?" And like, why the hell would you do that?
Did you know she was dead?
I picked her up.
Okay. You picked up her body, then what did you do? You've already told us that you were yelling at her.
Yes.
What did you do?
I shook her.
You shook her?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I wasn't sure if she was dead. And she just fell lifeless, and she was gone. Like,
Okay. What did you do after you shook her? It confirmed in your mind that she was dead. Is that what you're telling us?
yes.
And what did you do?
I threw the pistol on the couch. I grabbed the other pistol. I threw that on the couch.
Let me back you up. What pistols are you talking about?
There's a Glock pistol and a Taurus pistol.
So the Glock is yours, and that's the one you used to shoot her. Is that right?
That's correct.
And the Taurus was hers.
That's correct.
And they were both on the bed? Is that what you said?
Yes.
What did you do with them?
I threw them off the bed onto the couch.
Did you remove the silencer from the Glock?
No.
Okay. So you threw the two guns onto the couch.
Yes.
Then what did you do?
I slid off the couch and I slid off the bed and I was like, I remember like touching her hair and touching her back and talking to her. And I was.
Did you have anything more to drink?
Later on, I had some more to drink. Yes.
So what you're telling us is you sat beside her body for some period of time.
Yes. Yes. For some time, I sat.
So wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Wait. Yes, I've been told. So what did you? Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, we're just setting some foundational things, Judge.
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time.
So, without my putting words into your mouth, what did you do next?
I sat with her body, and I touched her hair. I touched her back, and I talked to her. And
Have any idea what time of day or night this might have been?
this was probably after 2 a.m., which would be Saturday morning.
And what did you do then?
At some point, I lifted her up again, and I was inspecting her, and I just saw like a lot of blood like coming out of her head, and I was like, oh my god, like. So I went and I had some plastic bags, so I went and opened a plastic bag and I put it under her head so she would. I didn't know how much blood was going to come out, so it was like a catchment, and I sat there for some time, just like maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, just like sitting there, and there was at at some point after that, I think I like slid off the couch onto the floor, and I called out for Remington, and she has like a small doghouse underneath one of the couches, so I checked on her, and I sat with her, and at some point I grabbed the vodka and continued drinking.
Let me stop you
Okay.
and ask you. You're testifying today about what you remember. When did these memories come to you?
My memories, came to me sometime after the event. I was detained by the police, and I was put into a cell, and I want to say it was like at some point, maybe like, I'm estimating, like a week or 2 weeks, probably closer to 2 weeks later, after being in the cell. I don't know, like I had an experience. I know this is going to sound strange, but I had an experience. I don't know if anyone's ever really been on a merry-go-round, where you're on it and everything's just spinning, but that's what I was experiencing. It just felt like everything was spinning, and then the ride finally came to like a stop, and then there was like a bit of clarity where like there wasn't as much like distortion.
So what you're telling us today about what you did after you shot Emily, are those memories that came back to you later on?
Question, and Judge, another lead question.
When did those, what you just told us was a couple of...
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks. I was having flashbacks. I finally started to. I felt very separated. And what I mean by that is like I feel like my mind and my body were on two different planets, and I had finally like rested and started to like feel clearer about things, and I was trying to understand what happened, and trying to put the pieces back together, and
So let's continue with what you remember happening, and we're in the early hours of Saturday morning, right?
Yeah.
What do you remember next?
Early Saturday morning, I sat with Remy, and we mourned together, and we were just like so scared and confused, and I remember drinking from the bottle, and then I remember the sun coming up, and I remember the sun coming up, and then at some point I made the call to get some coffee together, So
So you remember making coffee?
Yep. I remember it being sun up, and I remember making some coffee. I had a French press and some coffee grounds, and made some coffee. And took Remington out. Drank some coffee, and then it was just, I don't know, like I was just like, I was really shook. So I just, I was having a hard time focusing, you know. I just remember like my mind was like working in loop or something. Like I just kept seeing it happen over and over. It was terrible.
Are you telling us that you saw yourself shooting Emily?
No.
Wait until the judge rules.
Oh, sorry. No, I just remember, like the sensation of like her body dropping, and I remember like picking her up and her just like falling, just lifeless.
And that's what you remembered?
Yeah.
You were, I think you said, over and over.
Yeah, like intermittently just interrupting everything.
What, if anything, do you remember doing on Saturday?
On Saturday, I reached out to my sister. I was reaching out to see if she was awake, if she had her morning coffee yet, to see what her plans were for the day, and I don't know if she asked me or if I asked her about eating, because the next thing that I remember is we went to eat some breakfast.
You remember that?
I have like a couple flashes of like getting in her car, somebody's car, or Ariel's car, I don't know whose car. I remember getting in their car. I remember like being at the restaurant. I don't really remember specifics.
Do you remember telling her anything about where Emily was?
Yes, okay, yeah, I do remember she asked, is Emily joining us? And I lied and told her that Emily was still sleeping.
Why did you lie?
We talked about how their trip was for their vacation, and that she didn't want us to bring our drama to their vacation. So I didn't want to dump that on her.
So your testimony is that you didn't tell her that you shot Emily because you were honoring her request not to bring drama?
Yes. Yes, I didn't want to bring the drama to her vacation.
Okay. What else did you do on Saturday that you can now remember?
I think we're now at the place that the jury asked us to stop. We all set for now? Why don't you continue your deliberations?
All right.
So it appears the mics at council table and by the court weren't really working, which I'm just finding out about now. Hopefully, if they're louder, they'll be able to be heard, but I don't know what that was about. In any event, we'll see if they have any other questions or how deliberations go. Anything further to address? Okay, thank you, folks. Gutkowski, right?
Correct.
Is that right? Officer Gutkowski, if you'd raise your right hand, do you solemnly, we're on the record, do you solemnly affirm that you will keep this jury together in some suitable place until they are agreed or discharged by order of the court, that you will suffer no person to speak to them concerning the cause on trial, nor will you speak to them yourself about the same unless by order of the court, or to ask them whether they are agreed under the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Did I come through? Sandra Peninsula? Do hear me there.
When this is sitting here, I can.
Yeah, but when you're playing it back, okay, very good, thank you. Just don't understand.
Yeah, if you don't want to have it, that's fine. You can go there if you don't need it. That's fine. Okay.
I hear you.
You do, thank you. We do have it. Oh, tell me when you're on the record. We're back in the matter of State versus Ferlazzo. All parties are present. We do have a verdict. We'll mark this as court's Exhibit 3, and we'll bring in the jury. Please be seated. Ms. Brino, I understand the jury has reached a verdict. Is that correct?
We have, Your Honor.
And if we could state it now. How do you find Mr. Ferlazzo on the count of first-degree murder, guilty or not guilty? Ms. Jantz, would you like us to poll?
I would, please.
And Mr. Zagu, is that your verdict, guilty or not guilty? Ms. Henderson, guilty or not guilty? Ms. Nault, guilty or not guilty? Ms. Francescani, guilty or not guilty? Mr. Fredrickson, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And Mr. Williams, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Ms. Major, guilty or not guilty? Mr. Wing, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Ms. Hammond, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Mr. Kareem, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And Ms. Kelvis, guilty or not guilty? So says the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your service. It's clear you were very thoughtful throughout the trial. Really appreciate how you were always on time, you were always listening, taking notes, and really studying the evidence as it was coming in. Really appreciate your time in this case. Thank you, and you're excused with the great thanks of the court.
All right.
request by the state at this time?
Judge, just obviously that Mr. Ferlazzo continue to be held without bail.
Judgment of guilt entered at this time.
Yes.
And like the opportunity to file post-trial.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
I know what the time limits usually are, but I'd give you a bit more if that's what you want.
I do. In light of the holidays coming up, I'd like until January 15th.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
January 15th, any response from the state will give you 3 weeks to respond, if that's all right with you. And so we'll set it in sometime in mid-February. So 3 weeks would be about February 3rd.
Just reminding the court of my medical schedule.
We will.
We can deal
We'll
because there'll be a
deal with it.
PSI and so forth.
All right. Anything further from the defense?
No.
Schedule a PSI in this matter?
Yes.
We'll schedule a pre-sentence investigation report, and we'll come back on any motions filed and then for sentence.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
I'll be able to see you shortly.
person. I just think. Yeah. Really? I am going to give you a hug too, okay? I'm scared.
Are you in this courtroom right away? Is this going to take some time to break down?
Sarah's going to do a quick press, so we can go before she starts.
Okay, figure break down some. Okay. Thank you, man.